name is Sarai Ajai, and thank you for watching. Today is April 12th, 2022, and this is a continuous violation of identity theft and what I have suffered thus far as of today's date, April 12th, 2022. It's been a few months since I have done a recording, and I want to give you an account just in case I have a heart attack or something fatally happens to me intentionally and unintentionally, or appears unintentionally. As February, I had ordered the federal coronavirus test kits, home test kits, and it was I was having problems with my informed delivery. You were supposed to get a tracking number, which I never received. But at the same time, somebody came in my apartment and they went into my backpack, which I use as a purse because I have to carry everything with me in my apartment you see me in, because they steal from me. And while I was asleep, they came in around about probably maybe the third week of February, and the second or the third week of February, and they stole some documents I used to keep in my online file of my account, my personal account, and it was my medical account from when I lived downstate. They stole it out of this book. I had no idea it was gone until recently. In the meantime, when they came in here, I did not hear them. I don't sleep well anyway, but when I do sleep, I don't sleep hard. So they must have shot me up with something. I don't know. I I also keep a list of everything in my backpack and in my Lands End. I have two different color Lands End right now. I'm thinking about purchasing another color one. Um, Duffel bag is kind of like I keep my login folders in, because if I leave it in my apartment, I won't have the account, the account they hack into. Well, to make a long story short, I was physically assaulted. I never waived my rights, given anyone power of attorney, including family members. So someone came in here with my door barricaded. Right in front of me is my patio door, but they did come in because I keep an egg on top of it, and it fell. It actually fell down. I took a picture of it that day too. And I keep everything barricaded at that door. So when they came in, I was physically assaulted. And I never received, at the estimated time, they estimated time for my tracking number. I never received it. So I wind up contacting United States Postal Service, and they returned my call, and they finally sent me a test kit. My nose was running. I had these paralysis where it goes into my nose was running, and something, when I finally got the United States Postal Service package of the home coronavirus test kit, I tested positive. And this is from the home kit. I was already fully vaccinated with 2 vaccinations, and now it showed up on the booster one that I am negative. It should have been negative, but it showed up positive. So I freaked out. So I had to wait 14 days. After 14 days, I made an app where I'm living now in the new state to go in to the local hospital to be vaccinated. When I first had my first 2 vaccinations, they were in a CDC emergency clinic they had set up here. It was a formal store that they were using as it was huge as a vaccination CDC clinic and health department. So this time it was calm, it's more calmer. So I said, well, let me get my medical app started here. So I went in and I filled out the application, the online app, and I got it all set up. So I went to the clinic on March 10th of 2022 to get the booster after 14 days. The day I went in, it was exactly 14 days. They wasn't sure. I said, well, do I have to come back the next day just to get the booster? Well, the woman, I already filled out all the information. I had my insurance card front and back already applied to my medical app. And she's she's talking to me like she's filling out this information again. So I'm having problems with the billing. I did get vaccinated. Well, I went to the store on April 1st, April Fool's Day. I come back around 3 in the morning, maybe 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I don't go far because I have cancer, so my immunity is system is compromised anyway, and I'm easily susceptible to germs and coronavirus apparently. I get sick quite a bit even if I go up in public with a mask on. I come back with the paralysis of COVID, some strange reason. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, it was the wee hours of the morning of the second, and I had excruciating pains. It it was it was it was painful where I was crying and screaming. It was in my legs. It started like in my legs, the lower part of my legs, almost near my ankle, and you could feel it coming up, and it was my legs were swelling, and it was like a knot rolling up my legs, and I screamed. I was crying. The pain was intense. It was extraordinary painful. And I'm like, God, what did they do to me? What did they do to me this time? So I didn't know what to do. I don't know if when they came in, they shot me up with something. The pain was unbearable beyond belief. And then my heart started hurting as well. My heart pain started to get worse as well. And I think they're trying to kill me over my identification, identifiers, authentication features. I think they're trying to murder me over my identity because they came in and they stole that medical app from where I'm from, where I went to the hospital. And next thing I knew, I was locked out when I tried to get back in. And then I noticed they were putting, so they made somebody put derogatory sayings on my medical app when I finally got into it. It was derogatory stuff they were writing on it. There's more. There is more. There is more. So my neighbors where I'm living in 107 doesn't like me. And when they found out the next day, I think it was 2 days or 3 days after I went to the hospital clinic up the street to get my booster shot. They were screaming, "You won't. The next one you get, it won't be a booster. There's fourth one." And sure enough, the government requires a fourth one. They hurt me, God. They actually, they actually hurt. They actually hurt. They hurt me. They actually hurt me in this apartment. They actually hurt me. I don't know what they done to me. So it's been a few days, and I had my legs with the coloration, especially on my left leg. It was all up here with all this coloration, like like somebody had took a stick and beat me with it. Oh, oh, oh. All over, all because of my identity, all because I'm on my right credentials. They told me they were boasting about they're gonna hurt me again because they don't want me to live here, and they want my identity not to be mine but theirs. They think they own my paperwork and my identity, and I have no rights. I have no constitutional rights. When you would say, "Well, change the lock," I had the locks changed. I They locked the door back, but they came in and they hurt me. They actually hurt me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's about my educational attainments. I'm supposed to be stupid while they're on my paperwork. I'm supposed to be a yep yep and stupid. The way this method works, the way they handle identity theft, there's no due process for me. I'm always the fake one. I believe they had created at the clinic at the hospital. They created two accounts. Now they charge me $85 for the COVID-19 shot, but won't bill my insurance, even with all the information there. The way it was explained to me, that there made me think there was two accounts, because the one that she filled out when I was there didn't have any insurance paperwork. The one I filled out online did. I uploaded personally and it was still there. So I called them today and they still haven't processed it through my insurance, as if I'm the fake one. They talk to me with the subliminal messages like there's people without insurance. What that has to do with my paperwork? I didn't cause this problem. They're using me as an scapegoat, and they're hurting me because they want to help, quote unquote, they want to help them, but I'm affected by helping them with my paperwork that I never authorized. And they were telling me, the people I don't even know, they just be shouting outside, or when I'm out in public, they're trying to help them, but they're hurting me trying to help them. It's like I have no rights. They don't want to go through due process. I'll say, well, I want to go through due process. Me, Sarai, Ajai, want to go through due process, but they can't prove it. But they're hurting me over something they know they can't prove. And they're taking advantage of me, the way they handle identity theft around here. That's what they said, the way they handle identity theft around here, without due process of the law. These people feel, the people on my paperwork that's doing this to me feels that they have the rights to be on my paperwork without consequences. Let me tell you an example of how interesting this situation is. I've been living here since May of 2019. I have not filed any other places. Most of the new rental agencies in this area are all new. Most of them. I think there are only two remaining, the one I'm at now and another one. Most of them new. Well, this one rental agency sent me a portal email. Now, I've been living here, never applied, but a portal email means that's a resident at that particular location. It was about the first one was about maintenance, and this one was about some building regulations or something. I don't know. But anyway, how did he get my email identifier? It's a nice apartment, but remember, look at my color here. They claim I look like a male from birth, and I don't, but they rent to another color using my identifier. I have to jump through loops, I have to have the best credit report, I have to have all of this, but they will let them live in a nice area. and try to throw me in the gutter. That's what they're trying to do here under my paperwork. Demographically, on paper, they look like Sarai Ajai until you do the the physical audit of their color and take those those 200,000 lens and cameras, which happened many years ago, because these people claimed they were me and wasn't. And these people were not my color, not even my ethnicity, not even the color of my skin. Some of them, even African American, wasn't even the color of my skin. All these people claim they're me under my paperwork, and I have no rights. And the way they handle identity theft without due process, they're overriding my rights because the way they handle due identity theft. I'm serious. And you don't find that, what they call it, housing discrimination. So this person who forged my email, so you know they probably forged my other identifiers, really nice, nicer than, it's really nicer than this one. But they, and it's a higher rent bracket, but they wouldn't let me move in there. See, I have to jump over loops. See, I have to remember I'm only paying so much, but they will let the other color race live there. They have, there's some Caucasians involved in this. There's some Mexicans involved in this. Some Africans from the continent of Africa. You got some Asians, or I don't know, Korean or Asians. They wouldn't let me live there, but they can take my identifiers and live there. And you don't find that discriminatory. And just like here, I don't know if the people 107 are Native Americans or they're Mexicans or Muslim. I don't know their ethnicity or their religious affiliation. All I know that they tell me they hate me and they don't want me to live here. The people down the hall claim I'm a male. They claim I'm stealing. I have been having mail theft. I mean, literally mail theft. I had a package delivered. They actually stole it out of my federal protected mailbox. But they claim they're not stealing from me. This is not the only, that one example of the housing issue is just the tip of the iceberg. They got debt problems. Like I don't have any problems. I mean, seriously, they do things to me like I have no problems. I don't have a need. I don't have a want. They have programs for these people. They got all kinds of programs. They have Health and Human Services. They got the Homeless Act. They have the Refugee Act. They told me they're going to end welfare on my paperwork. I'm the scapegoat. I don't know how I became involved. As soon as they see me, they want to take advantage of me. Like I look like a monster or something. That's how they treat me. I stick out like a sore thumb because I don't look like I'm from the ghetto or something. But the way they handle identity theft around here. So they override my rights and then tell me I have no rights and then tell me they want me to move. But they can't go to court because they violated my human rights and claim they didn't. Then I would call the attorney general, or I write them letters and they would say, well, do you have evidence of this? Well, they have duplicates and they claiming I'm the fake one. I'm missing the due process of this issue. There's no due process. Like I have no rights because they have a need. It's like I caused their problem when I don't even know what their problem is. Now they're hurting me, physically assaulting me in my own apartment. This video is for anything happened to me. It's because of what they done in my paperwork here. When I moved here, I was on my right paperwork. I didn't get my ID. I still got my ID on me. My North Dakota real ID. And I have other IDs on me. I have my federal passport. and all of a sudden I just don't exist, how they handle it. So they denied me. I don't know how they passed national security. They denied me so they can help them. And you don't know how that feels. I mean, imagine your mother almost killing you to go to school, beating you half to death, in and out of hospital when you were young. Your father, oh, saying the same thing. You finish school, you finish high school. Now everybody don't have a high school diploma, and it's your fault. I'm serious. It's like they don't have to suffer. I mean, they don't have to. It's like nobody suffer academically. They just it's just I'm the dumb one. They make me look like. And then the problem with this, the dumb research. I heard this was about a dumb research. Pretend I'm dumb. Pretend I am dumb, so they can put them on my paperwork. Who can't even read and write. They can't even string two sentences together. But they get their oratorical ability good. They know that very well. But I have to suffer. Psychologically, I have to suffer because they don't have to go to school. They don't struggle. If you see what they done, you see what they done with my information. It's my credit report, but they would deny me and let them move in a nicer neighborhood and tell me that I'm lying about it. And they don't even match it. They don't match it. They don't match it at all. Not one bit. So they spread that you're a homosexual person when you're not. And you want to unisex your ID because they can't take advantage of you. What's wrong with our society? What's going on? What's absolutely going on? I can't live. I can't breathe. I'm always afraid of people. I'm getting hurt when I go into the medical facilities because somebody always got somebody fake there. It's like I have no rights. I have no rights to exist. It's like I'm just born so they can take advantage of me. And the Emancipation Proclamation was just, I was born here and I have no rights. And like they take care of these people. They look after them. I lost everything under my original name with this method. And they done it again. They actually done it again. They done it again on my second information after the judge changed everything. So they want me to move. I have to take notes. I'm looking at my notes. Because the rental agreement issue, just like the other location, they're using my identifier and I never even applied there. But it's in their portal. You see what I'm getting at? It's not like you apply to move. I'm in the actual internal portal. Their intranet. And demographically, they look like statistically an African American born living here, but they really don't. They just take my paperwork and then throw me in the outer darkness. They want to throw me in a homeless shelter because I have proper paperwork. That's all I am to these people. I'm just a tool. I'm just a tool. I'm just an observation. I'm a stigmatizing object. And my education, pretend, is a research that I'm dumb. This is behind a research they done this to me. Without due process. Without even due process. Without even due process of the law. They can't prove it without consequences. Neighbors upstairs told me. They got all these Muslims around me. They should be able to go to medical school on my paperwork without consequences. But then they should be able to pass the GED, the Refugee Act GED, or whatever programs they have for them, and they can't even pass it. From what I understand, they tell me they target me because they can't even pass it. And they make me look like the dummy.